I know this is a little bit of a weird angle, and I kind of did it far back because I'm just going to be working and I want to talk to you. So I don't know if this is an update video, but I know it's been a little bit of time. I know this is like a constant thing with me, and this channel is just stuff happens, and I just get so busy. But the tanks are doing fine, except for this guy. This guy, population's getting out of control, so we're gonna have to move some out because the water's always cloudy. Um, so I just think there's just so much stuff going on in there. I did get back from vacation a few weeks back, and when I got back, I mean, summer's right around the corner. Everything's just, I guess not everything, but all my plecos are breeding. Um, okay, not all of them. So my leopard frogs, the ones that I really want to breed, they aren't, but my snow whites did. So I probably got about 20 fry in there. I was worried because when I got them, you guys remember in the video, I got them from the seller from Aquabid. One of them didn't make it. I think I ordered 5, so I had 4, and I could not get them to eat. Well, obviously they were eating, but every time I put in food, like the morning after, it was all there still, like just kind of disintegrated, but you can see like the outline of, you guys know what I'm talking about, like a green wafer just kind of melted almost onto the ground. So I really thought they wouldn't make it because I was gone for about 9 days. Um, so this whole fish room, they didn't eat for like a good 9 days. 8 at the very minimum, but 9 at the max. So I was worried they weren't gonna make it because I thought that they weren't eating. So I get back, they're alive, and there's a bunch of little fry swimming around. So super excited. Um, if you guys remember, the ones that I got, the seller said that they had long fin genes. They were all short fin, but I'm hoping some of these fry do turn out to be long fin because that is exactly what I want, is long fin snow whites. So we'll see. I know you can kind of tell at a certain size if they're going to be long fin or not just by the way their fins, their tails are shaped. I think if it's more like a straight line, they'll be short fin, but if it has more of like an angle or like a little hook C figure going on, they're going to be long fin. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do another water change on this guy and then probably split up the population, because that's what I had to do for my longfin lemon tank. I don't know if it's showing up well on camera, but this tank is almost always pretty cloudy. Like I would do like a 80% water change, and probably 24 hours later, it starts to look like this. There's just too much in there. Something I do want to do that I know a lot of people have been uh, bugging me about is making it more habitable. All right, so I am listening. Like these 2 tanks, I've done that, added sand, added gravel. Most of my tanks have a piece of driftwood now, but kind of make that theme going across. That was my plan. The I'm just sorry, I just pieces of green beans just made it look like I had unalive plecos, but that was always my plan. But some of these tanks I use for quarantine. Some of them are hospital tanks, and I medicate them. Um, but if I'm being honest, yeah, it's not every tank, and the turnover isn't as fast as I thought it would be. Mainly, I think I figured it out, is I have separation anxiety. So while I could go and dump off like 20 of my plecos to like the local fish store or keep posting them all over whatever resources that I have, I don't. I don't know if it's because I'm lazy or if it is a separation anxiety. It might be a little bit of both and just being busy. But hold on one second. So I'm gonna try to make their tanks more environmentally friendly. So I don't know. You guys probably hear that splashing. Let's try to dull it down a little bit. But the plan is to add more gravel and sand to the tanks, give them more hiding spots, kind of maybe decorate them. These tanks right here, these breeder tanks that I have, the plants don't seem to do well. Um, Scoop the poop. And my tank up top, like that one's just exploding with algae all the time. I manually remove it like every week. Oh, that reminds me. But I did get this figured out. I don't think I posted it in a video yet. I finally added the glass lily pipes. I put on this canister filter from one of my tanks behind you guys. I got my CO2 refilled, put it on a little shelf over there because it used to be right here and that was just an eyesore. Hooked it up to an inline diffuser. So inline diffuser is pretty much, it is right here in the, it is hooked up into the outflow of the canister filter. So the goal of that is you want the CO2 bubbles to have as much water contact as possible. So doing that, it takes the whole distance of the hose into the lily pipe and it's surrounded by water. And then it comes out of here. And while it blows out, it is still kind of floating around just because they're so light and so micro bubbles that they'll have more time to be released into the water and those bubbles have a better chance at dissolving. But I've done that. I thought it was going to help with the algae, but it hasn't. So I've been trying to dose some XL still. So I've been doing that for a little while. Yes, I haven't been regular on it, but and I've got a mono shrimp in there, but they're not, I don't know, they're not workhorses. So I got some defective Amano shrimp. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen to this because most of my Monte Carlo died off during the time that the CO2 was out. So I've been kind of contemplating. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't have any inspiration for it just yet, probably just because that's deterring me on how it looks and everything. I mean, I have thought about like having the strategic placement of the hair algae, but not like that. No, 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 no. All right, let me dump this out. Okay, so we are gonna do a large water change on here, but everything else is still doing fine. I think I had maybe 2 fatalities during that time that I was gone, and they were just guppies. I mean, to be honest, there were probably guppies that were getting pretty close to their life cycle anyways. So I was very surprised and pleasantly surprised that, you know, how well everything did. Um, but once again, you know, I did take measures knowing that I was going to be gone for over a week. So during the week before, you know, I did some nice water changes on all my tanks. I added more wood and some Indian almond leaves to a lot of my pleco tanks just so they would have something to graze on, because obviously the fry are the ones that you're worried about the most because they need to constantly eat. All right, so it's a 15-gallon tank. I just took out about 10 gallons of water. So I guess that's like a 66% water change, but at the same time, it wasn't super full. So for good measure, we're just going to say that's about 75% of a water change. And I know I've told you guys this, but this Aqueon tube, I've been using this for several years. It's just still the same one. So it's definitely one of my oldest pieces of equipment that I'm still using to this day. And I mean, it does so well. I mean, the hose is nice and strong. It never kinks on me. But yeah, just wanted to toss that in there. Just a little plug. Let's turn on the water. While I've got water going in there, do want to announce that this guy's full, but this one isn't. I finally finished off this whole gallon of API dechlor. Need to order another one, but like I said, this one's full. Probably last me another couple weeks. But for sure, I mean, I still strongly believe that the API water dechlorinator is hands down most bang for your bang for your buck, easiest to use, no frills, no binds ammonia, none of that, because we do water changes anyway. So as long as everything's under control, that's still best for the money. What else do we have going on? I've got mail. So the only time I shop at Petco or PetSmart is when they have deals that I cannot say no to. So I got this in the mail the other day, and I don't need it right now because I still have. Okay, these are, it's like medical tape. Holy crap. All right, so all right, what I had ordered, more fluval stratum. I still have a brand new, what is this? This is an 8-pound bag. A 14-pound bag, 17-pound bag, whatever the largest bag is. Still have a brand new one of those. But these went on sale. So I bought 3 of them. Free shipping, of course. I do have plans for them. So the tank up there, what used to be my vampire crab tank, that is going to come down. Probably, I'm going to redo this whole shelf there. And I've been really playing with the idea on if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to build a rack or something. But I think we're going to keep it. We're going to put on the 3 frameless, rimless cubes on there. We're going to use stratum. We're going to transfer all the shrimp there. And then we're going to plant it. How I'm going to light it, I'm not sure yet. I might do individual lights on each of them, but I think they'll be better. Nothing's really going on with my shrimp right now. I haven't seen any buried females or females holding eggs, but fingers crossed. I'm probably going to add some more to those populations once I transfer them over. With stratum, I'm probably going to set them up in advance, like a week or 2 in advance before I decide to transfer over the shrimp, because the stratum is going to leach ammonia, and I want to not have ammonia in there when I transfer over the shrimp. So that's that. This guy, I'm going to take it down. I'm going to repurpose it. So it's already got the gravel and the sand. I'm going to leave those there. I'm going to take out the dividers, relocate all the fish, and then use this for my longfin green dragon plecos. Because their population is booming, I need to move them out of the 20, put them in the 33, and I think just raise their fry in a smaller tank if need be. So that'll be the third. That is the third pleco army tank that I have, which would be the longfin green dragons. The fourth is going to be the snow whites, which hopefully have some longfin. Leopard frogs, I really hope they get going. And then I've got my 3 longfin super red plecos, which are growing. They're growing pretty good. I would give it about a month or so until they're ready to breed, but I did toss a cave in there just in case. But if you guys can see it on camera, this tank is clearer now. There's a lot of fry in there. So they've been breeding a lot. A lot of my fish have been breeding. I think it's because of the season change. So it's well into spring, like halfway through spring. Spring's almost done, I guess. What is it? May, middle of May. March, April, May. Yeah, spring's almost done. Summer's around the corner. Fish somehow have the sense that, I don't know if pressure changes or all that stuff, just because temperature in this room is pretty consistent. So their water temperature is pretty consistent. So it's got to be pressure or something that they know that it's time to boom out the babies. So they've been doing that. Talked to my friend my betta fish importer. I think I'm going to pick some up. We might have a tank or two of the cubes designated for betta, probably one. I've been toying with the idea of another breeding project, but we'll see. We'll see how much time and space that I have after everything's done. Let me turn off the water. All right, take the water off. Something I did do was I did take out the heaters from these two shrimp tanks. Reason being, they were at 76. I put up the heaters at 76, and I took them out a few days ago. And right now, strangely enough, this one's at 74, this one's at 72, which is fine for the shrimp, and better for my electric cost. So I think as long as it stays above 70, we are good. There isn't any reason it should drop under 70. But here we have it. So I've only got two of the rummy nose reservoirs left from. How many did I buy? Did I buy 10 of them? I think I bought 10 from Zuze. Only two survived, and they've been there since that video, so it's been over a month. So these guys are probably ready to be introduced into the colony, as well as my panda cories. I will toss them in with everything, so that frees up this tank. Main goal this off season is to redo that rack. It's probably first. Second, which might come first, is I do want to get in the L046 zebra plecos, the ones that I've been talking about forever. They've dropped in price. So quick backstory. A long time ago, when they were first introduced into this hobby, they came at like $400 or $500. Or that's when I first started noticing them. They're the black and white, look like zebra, so the name's fitting. But a couple years ago, probably about winter, the lowest I saw them was at 75. Should have bought them, but I wasn't ready. When I got ready several months ago, they were spiked back up to double the price, about 140, 150. Recently, they came back down to 100. So 100 is not 75, but is definitely better than 150 and plus, you know? So I am going to try to get a group in here, probably 3 or 4 of them, and grow them so I can have those as breeders as well. So that is going to be the main goal. I still have a big guy over here. You guys saw the heater video, but he's getting old. He's getting old, probably like 3, 4 years old now. He's pretty big. So we've got Aquashella in Chicago in August. It was my plan to join the flower horn competition again. I did toy with the idea of picking up a new flower horn to groom and enter, but space and time kind of weren't on my side. Like, I don't know what other tank I would grow them in, just because my 240s are being used. So are my 55s, and this guy definitely still needs to be in the 75. So, yeah, I don't think I could fit another large tank in here. So I didn't buy one, but I did get some new foods. Hikari Gold, as well as Northfin, they're both koi foods. So they'll a little bit different of what I was doing before. We were doing foods that I made, and then added vitamins and minerals and all that stuff too. as well as just using flower horn food. Um, Everything is fine on these as far as the line, like the nutrients that he needs. So maybe a little bit light on protein, but that's okay. He's probably already maxed out for size right now. I just need to get his color up to par. So I got the koi food. Now, koi are also show fish. You want them to be bright and colorful. Could use goldfish food as well, but of course the koi food pellets are larger, and this guy is just a big fish. So I'm trying these out. We'll see. We'll see if they do anything better. But let's bring you guys around. All right. So this is how he's looking right now. Only issue he's been having is that almost like a scar across the middle of his face. Um, I'm not 100% sure why it is. I mean, it might have started with Hith, hole in the head, and see, like I like his aggression. His personality is there. His coloration along his nuchal hump is still solid. Like there aren't really any bald patches. I'm just trying to cure that spot. Doing a little bit of medication. When I say medication, I mean some aquarium safe salt, as well as some frequent water changes. And I do want him to eat better quality food, so we're gonna try that. But yeah, I mean, his yeah, I mean, I don't know. He won't come up close to the glass, but he's pretty big. Uh, so yeah, I mean, I've just been looking at him. I mean, just noticing some light spots on his body right now. If he'll turn, I don't know if he will. You guys can kind of make it out. Like he's got a little spot on his tail. I just noticed it right now. So I have no idea what those are, but yeah, you caught it. We'll see. We'll see. Um, these guys, you guys can see the fry everywhere, and they're all hiding, and there's a bunch of mulm buildup. That's my leopard frog. I really want these guys to start breeding. I did toss in a couple of guppies in there to act as dither fish because these guys are super shy. I've got to do that with these guys as well because these guys are super shy. But you guys can see the little babies around there. They're everywhere. You guys can see the big ones. There's one back there. What else do I going on? I don't know if I told you guys about my calicos. They bred. I totally didn't mention. You can see one right there on the right side. Didn't mention those guys in my pleco army. But this tank, you guys can see the fry everywhere. Is exploding with population, so I've got to definitely do something about that. There's some on that rock, and this tank, you guys can kind of see it stays a little bit cloudy too. So I've got to do a little water change on this guy, but I did move a bunch of those to here. So what this is doing, probably got to add some sand just to make it a little bit better. But got some caves, got the driftwood, sponge filter with a lava rock. So a lava rock is acting as a substrate, which works great for housing beneficial bacteria. So I'm probably just going to add a layer of sand there, so lava rock's not fully covered, but it covers the bare bottom. I think that's it. This guy's still exploding with hair algae and Java moss. Where are you? This guy, oh, there he is. He's still doing amazing. His colors, his fins, everything's booming there. Looks really good. But rimless tank, always got to top it off, and I hate it. This rimless 20 is still brand new, still sitting here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm still figuring that out. Then we've got my super red tank. So these guys, it's just the population is just, it's crazy. But everything's doing good. Still have a lot of snails, but at the same time, I don't know if to focus on that. My assassin snails, they're getting bigger. They're getting bigger. Hopefully, they're getting hungrier, and they're gonna take out all the pest snails because in this tank, you can see the fire up there. This tank has a whole buttload of snails and they won't stop. Look at this. Jesus. All those, all pest snails. Just because I overfeed my fry tanks, my breeding tanks, they're just getting out of control. What else? So I'm gonna put the rummy nose and the cory cats in here, along with my other rummy nose and my cardinals. I've got some panda cories down there at the bottom, but yeah, that's how this thing's doing. Those plants, I forgot what they're called, but they are finally growing, but they're getting very leggy. Got some crap, I forgot what they're called down there. But all the plants on this side kind of didn't make it, except for that one. But that one's like blending in with the gravel. And then my Africans. My Africans are still doing great. I added a spawning mop back there in hopes that if they ever released the fry from their mouths, that they would hide in there and they would survive. But no, they have not. Cotton still doing well. Is getting big, getting big. And then still my nonsense tank. I still got it up and running. I added this guy because I thought she was carrying, and then she was super skinny, so I didn't want to have her stressed out. You can still kind of see she's got a little bit of a sunken belly, but she's not holding, and she's just hungry. So I separated her along with these smaller ones just so she can eat. I got my betta in there. This guy, this tank too. This tank's my weird tank. It's cloudy. Yes, it's always kind of been like this, but everything's been fine. There have been no fatalities, but this tank is the one that had super scud population. Tossed in the betta. The betta did eat a lot of the scuds. She's been along with those three endlers just fine. So that's that. And then I've got my crap. What were these called? The shell dwellers. The not the similis. I can't remember why I don't can't think of the name right now. But these guys also, I think their population is capped. I have not seen any babies for a while, but they probably no. You know, because I thought about moving these guys to the 33, but I don't need them to go crazy. I think I'm fine for them to stop breeding. I mean, there's still a good age gap between them. We've got big guys, and then we got some little ones. But I think those are the smallest. They're probably several months old, maybe 4 to 6. This is my longfin tank. Also, kind of looks cloudy, but a lot of it is just the glass is dirty. But I've got 3 of them in there. I don't know if you guys can make out their size, but they're almost ready. They're almost ready to breed. I think these are my shrimp tanks. You can't really see the shrimp right now, but environment is good. My 3 black tetras I've had forever. They're just super hardy. And then 1 CPD, 2 CPD. He slipped through the cracks along with my female cherry barb and my male cherry barb. I am going to try to introduce them to see if they will spawn, but not yet. Soon, very soon. And then this is my, I guess, hair algae farm tank. So I've got my shrimp in here. I've got 2 different kinds. I've got my reds, my red cherries, possibly just cherries. I think it could be something else too. I think my red really might be in here somewhere too, along with my amanos. My amanos. There should be a few amanos in here. But yes, so this is my inline diffuser. This is the CO2 line. It goes into the output of the hose. I just snipped it, popped it in, and then it goes all the way up, comes out of here, and boom, from here. Also, rimless, lidless. Tried doing like a little lid situation, but evaporation is too much. So it's a lot of things I want to do. Hopefully, we can get them done as soon as possible. I always want to keep you guys updated. I think it's been almost 2 years. It's been almost 2 years since I started YouTube. So I think I started, what is it, 2024, 2022, summer, I think July, June or July of 2022. So maybe in like a month, it'll be 2 years. I do want to do a video. I've been thinking about it for a while, of kind of like a 2 year recap, things I've learned, things that have changed, things I would have done differently. Um, Probably going to keep repeating myself when I say this, but I started YouTube because I wanted to get more information out to, fish keepers, because not to say that my word is end all be all, but because of how I know I research for information, I just wanted to add another voice that goes against or with the consensus of anything that you're researching. So, you know, there's been a lot of hot topics lately. Top of my head, water changes being one of them. So I know FishTube has been kind of picking sides. Water changes versus no water changes. Of course, there's so many variables, and of course, I do water changes even on my older tanks. And that's just how things are. I don't have a strong enough opinion on it, but we won't get into that. But just things like that, I wanted another source of somebody's experience to hopefully be valuable to your research. So, kind of things that you know I've stood behind were not making this feel like a job, not making fish keeping feel like a job. I got 30 plus tanks, which is more than a normal person would have, but it is kind of, I fine tuned it to where this is my max I can do for my sanity. Um, Water changes are good, feed the fish, get new fish, maybe not get rid of fish, but I do have to get rid of fish. For sure, it's come to a point where I've got to start getting rid of fish. So I might do some fish fish store drop offs. Something I did want to do, and I might do, is ship fish. Now, I have a bunch of buddies that ship fish. I've researched it. I just got to kind of get the material, the packaging, heat packs, it's all that stuff. But I think I want to try an experiment. I think 2 years should be a good segue. So if you guys are still watching this video till now, which is the end of the video, um, leave a comment of either super red pleco, long fin blue eye lemons, or long fin green dragon. All right, so you guys have three choices. Drop it in the comment. I might pick somebody to do some experimenting with. Um, just don't live super far because I don't want to pay $100 for shipping, but we might do something. We might do something. I mean, it's also possible that I might not do it if I decide that, I just can't, it's just too much work to ship out fish. But hopefully, this hinting is coming across as understandable. But if you guys are interested in any of the three plecos that I just named, drop down your favorite or maybe even a combo of a couple. I don't know. And we might try some experimenting in a couple months. Probably right when summer's nearing an end, because that's probably the safest time to ship out something, I would think. Okay? If you catch what I'm hinting, I just don't know what I can and can't say on YouTube. So I'm still learning that part. But for sure, I appreciate you as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.